can go first if you need to.
Oh, me first. No. I'm gonna let
You
you.
gotta speak louder,
I'm
Rafeda.
gonna
And then
let you
Adi,
start
could you
first.
mute your mic?
Yeah. Okay. There you go. I think I'm gonna let you start first. I think I can go after you.
Okay. Well, sorry. I hope everybody's doing well. I just have a couple points to talk about real quick because depending on where everybody has kind of different levels coming into Ramadan and stuff like that. But I just wanted to speak on kind of a couple points that I think are like really crucial just to start out, and I kind of wanted to mention at the beginning of Ramadan so we can have like a good blessed Ramadan going through and all that. But these couple of points are like really crucial, I feel, like at a base and foundational level before we can go into anything else. And inshallah, I'm just gonna run through them real quick. It should not be that long. But the first thing I just want to say is that we need to for every single Ramadan that we participate in and the thing like that, we have to establish our salah. As we know that our fasting is not, we can't just fast and not pray. Like we have to establish the foundations like first and foremost. So when I say establishing salat, that means praying on time, like not leaving them up or like being lazy and just like waiting for them to be done, but praying on time and praying regularly, consistently, because consistently is what Allah like smiles upon. And when I say establishing salah, I mean that means the foundations like with the salah as well. So that means salah, that means the dhikr that accompanies the salah, which is like the subhanallah, the alhamdulillah, the Allahu Akbar, 33, 33, 34. And we need to make sure these are like big, like we establish these like first and foremost throughout our fasting. Because as we know, Ramadan is a time to improve our, like become better Muslims, whether that be spiritually, physically, all things in that nature as well. So the first thing that we really need to do is establish salah. The and then that's really the first thing we need to do. Now when it comes to fasting, this is like kind of my second point, our intention with fasting. We have to make sure that our intention is clean with fasting, as in we're doing this for the sake of Allah. This is not for, alhamdulillah, it has its benefits of us, getting healthy and blah, blah, blah like that. But our intention is we're doing this for the sake of Allah and then for the love and the mercy of Allah. That's really should be our first intention when it comes to fasting and really anything we should do in this life, in the dunya. And we'll talk, in later meetings and stuff like that, we'll talk about kind of the stuff that fasting highlights, like discipline, empathy, things of that nature too. But that's like just a clear thing I want to get ahead of. And then the third thing is the increase the dhikr and Quran, and this is in this month. So Ramadan, as we know, is like a very sacred and holy month because it is reported that the shaitans are locked away while during this month. The devil is locked away and things like that is in this month. And we should work to increase our dhikr, which is remembrance of Allah, and our Quran recitation. And the dhikrs can be anything from easily from Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar, to stringing them together, Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar, or the blessings on our Prophet, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. So we should be working to like actively increase these in our daily life, and especially astaghfirullah. And there's many forms of istighfar, and like we're inshallah I'll put more like variations and dhikrs, and inshallah me and Rafida were talking about making a document where all this stuff can be easily accessible. But yeah, I just want to increase our dhikr and then increase the Quran reading. So Quran is a very like special month for Quran. So we should be actively like increasing listening and reading, trying to read it. And I know like there's not a lot of people who can read Arabic and things like that. But inshallah, if you can try to find a transliteration, which is basically like it's in English but it sounds it out in Arabic, that's a very good thing that you should be trying to do. With and just listening and reading to it, that's just the big, you get the same reward as if you're listening. It's the same thing as you're actually reading it. So, and then this goes hand in hand with the salah, because there's Quran that is accompanied with the salah for after when you salah, as we know that so if you don't know how to read Ayatul Kursi, Ramadan is a perfect opportunity for you to do this, because it is like we should be reading, like hopefully Ayatul Kursi 8 times a day, each after the 5 times salah, before we go to bed, and when we wake up. And then there's 2 times for another for dhikr in the morning and evening, but that's like after. But really, we should be reading Ayatul Kursi almost 8 times a day. So if you don't know Ayatul Kursi, this is a good time to learn it. If you don't know like Qul huwallahu ahad, Qul a'udhu bi-falaq, Qul a'udhu bin-nas, this is another good time, a really good time to learn it, because we are supposed to say these after we pray. And the dhikr after we pray, the subhanallah, alhamdulillah, Allahu akbar, for Dhuhr, Asr, and Isha, you only do them 1 time each, Ayatul Kursi. But for Fajr and Maghrib, you do them 3 times each, then Ayatul Kursi. But yeah, we should really be trying to increase our dhikr in the Quran when we're here. And these are just like simple things that we can do to like actively increase our intake. And the last thing I just wanted to say is there's an app that I recommend that all of us download, or a lot of people download. I was finding it. My dad recommended it to me. It's called the Adhan app, ATHAN. Not only does it speak about adhans, but like the whole Quran is on it, plus transliteration is on it. And then it also has a section for dhikrs, like when you sleep, when you wake up, when you go to the toilet, all this stuff like that. So I think it's a good resource to have on your phone, and it's like it has a lot of stuff. And I don't know if it has hadiths, but it's just more like du'as and dhikrs and things of that. And but yeah, those are really the things. Those are kind of the points that I just wanted to talk about, like in the beginning stages of Ramadan, that we should try to establish. Because in Ramadan, a lot of people try to do like a lot of extras, like praying 20 times, like 20 rakahs, and staying up on doing all this and that. But it's like a good time to establish your foundations and then build upon that, if you got the foundations and things down of that nature. But yeah, and that's really, and then as we continue with the meetings, depending on if we want to talk about like different surahs or things that we can dive into, like Tabarak is good for reading, or Surah Al-Mulk is good for reading before you go to sleep, to save you from the torment of the grave, like stuff like that, where you can get more specific, or more surahs that you can listen to and read to. That for that we can definitely do that. But these are just kind of like the basic things that I wanted to point out for when because of Ramadan is starting, and that we can use to implement. And yeah, that's all I have to. That's all mine. You can go, Rufeda.
Like, basically going off what Ahmed said, we want to definitely cover a lot of things that are basically setting the foundation for Ramadan. Especially for introverts such as myself, we don't necessarily like that foundation. We are building it ourselves, so it can be very difficult for us during this time. So I just kind of want to create a space to help out with that. So like Ahmed said, we want to read the Quran. And not only that, but look at the tajweed and the tafsir as well, because reading the Quran is great, but if you can't understand it, you can't necessarily apply it to your life. So definitely want to look at tajweed and tafsir as well. Talk more about the importance of Ramadan, as well as the do's and don'ts of Ramadan, because like I said, we may not necessarily know these things. And then just answer any questions people may have regarding Ramadan or Islam in general, because as a revert, it's a lot to dive into. And it always seems like you're behind. But even not just as a revert, it could be even for those, raised Muslim as well. It's a lot. And this is a good time to kind of help each other out, given that we don't necessarily have that community based that we normally have during this Ramadan. So definitely want to keep that up so that we can, support each other during this time, and keep each other accountable, things like that. So yeah, that's what I'd say.
Alhamdulillah, yeah, I think that's really all that we wanted to accomplish by these meetings. Is I just wanted to put those those points that I was saying out there, and especially what Rufeda is saying too. Like, this is a good time to like learn and understand exactly like what you're saying, what you're reading, why we're doing this. And then for like more experienced Muslims too, this is the same perfect opportunity. Like, there's a complacency that happens during Ramadan too. You'll see it by the 20th, 25th day, or not even 25th. That's a long time. But like even by the 15th day, you'll start like just fasting, because like it's like oh, I'm fasting. You don't really think about why you're fasting, and then that really is a metaphor for this religion as well, because the more you get into it, there's a lot of things that you just start thinking, like you just start saying because, oh, I've been saying it for this long, and like I'm gonna just say it and not really think about it. So this is another time to kind of revisit the meanings of how you can actually impact it in your life and things like that. But yeah, that's kind of what we want to do with these meetings, and hopefully the next time we have this meeting and stuff like that, we'll put in the group chat like what questions that you guys want to kind of to cover, or we can do like a thing kind of sort of like Quran study, where it's like we delve into some Quran like materials. We can do more like dhikr materials, like where it's just like, praying for the dead and stuff, that when you go use the restroom before you go to sleep, etiquette before you go to sleep, when you wake up, or etiquette when you eat, stuff like that. So I mean, it's very like a wide open. I think Ramadan is a good time to explore all these topics, and inshallah we'll put like a poll or something that we can like, what do you guys want to talk about? Or I know finals is coming up, so we can talk about, I can put in the chat, there's like ways to help with challenges in like the dunya, like there's certain dhikrs for that, certain things that you can do. So but yeah, I think that's really what we want to accomplish with these meetings, and then the stuff that I said. But yeah, that's really it. That's all I have. Hello.
Yep, we're here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I think honestly that's really it. Unless like there's those are things that I just said, and I think unless you guys have anything Yasin or Rufeda that you guys, because you guys are is Yasin too, is we're both very knowledgeable. If there's anything that you guys want to add, I really just want to emphasize learning the basics, the salahs, and increasing your istighfar, your Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad, like are the blessings upon the messenger, and yeah, that's really it. And increasing your Quran intake. Those are really kind of the basics that we have. Unless you guys want to add anything else, or just some thoughts for the people, because we're recording it and put into the chat. So just any thoughts or anything.
On thoughts, alhamdulillah, I'm not that knowledgeable. First off, I'm gonna start off with that. But yeah, no, I would just emphasize that the month is an excellent time for you to find out which forms of worship are, the ones that you can do best. Because certain people you necessarily can't, read Quran as well as others. Certain people find that they, can bust out like 25 rakats of extra sunnahs and their dhikr is on deck. So it's, finding what you can do and trying to make a personal commitment to doing more of that every day. Like you said, that consistency is the key.
Yes.
And I'll also say that during this time, especially where, community is lacking, where we're not in the masajid, we're not, among each other, it's kind of crucial for us to try as best as possible to, make that community. And that's kind of one of the things that I wanted to do. I don't know if that falls in line with the plan of, having our meetings or whatnot, but just having the community aspect as well, talking to each other, checking in and making sure that everybody is, on job, because it's very hard. I mean, it's not very hard. It's very easy to fall off. Especially like you said, it start getting towards like that 10th day when you're not in the last 10, but you're not in the first 10 anymore. And it's like, all right, I'm just fasting. And you know what I'm saying? I'm sleeping through the day anyway, so I'm not really fasting. I'm only fasting for like an hour before I wake up. And so it gets difficult. So just trying to make sure that we're still staying connected as best as possible and, looking out for each other, because
Yes.
it's not just it's not just the converts and the reverts that are struggling. It's everybody within this month. And especially converting a revert, of course. But everybody's struggling out here, man. And I feel like we can, be of support to each other and a reminder to each other. My brother and sisters, mashallah, have started off by being. So yeah, that's all I got. Alhamdulillah. I don't know if Ahmed, you have anything else that you wanted to add on to it.
No, I think that's alhamdulillah, you summed it up really good. Like this is definitely a community, and we're gonna try to, like, if you guys ever need anything, to reach out, just put it in the chat or reach out to us, single, like, what do you call it? Individually. You can reach out individually and anything like that. But yeah. So then I'll try to put all the stuff that I kind of talked about, like in words, either on a document or kind of like in a way to where it's accessible to everybody in the chat as well too. So alhamdulillah, I hope everybody has a good Ramadan and everything.
Alhamdulillah. Appreciate you. And thank you to everybody. Thank you, Rueda, for coming up with the idea and hitting us up. This is real dope.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. Thank you.
Sorry,
and can you put the chat?
Hello?
I'm dead.
He said "Assalamualaikum" like 3 times. This is Nurimia. No,
I'm Assalamualaikum, Nuri.
Wait, what's wrong? I guess it's just really us on here. I guess it ain't really too many other people, but I just wanted to say thank y'all for your contributions and Ramadan Mubarak. And
when did you join? You been on here?
Yeah, so I've been on here. Oh yeah, I didn't know. Okay. But I just wanted to say that during this time it's also very important to just but we're supposed to focus on all the technicalities and the physical motions of our worship, in addition to the intentions, it's also like what blesses our actions as well. So I know a lot of times for me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people feel it's just like this whole 30 days like of a mountain on top of you. You feel like you have these things, all these istighfars and everything you got to make up for in your entire life in these next 30 days. But it's just important to know that these 30 days can be the rest of our life, and just making the intention just like to have a restart in this time with Allah and our families especially too.
Yes, alhamdulillah. Yes, exactly. That's a beautiful point. Thank you for adding. Definitely, 100%. Intention is the key to everything. So that's a beautiful point to add. Thank you. But yeah, I think that's it. Just quick. So you guys know how to put the recording in the chat, or?
Once I stop it, I'm gonna try to figure that out. I really don't know.
I don't know how to do it.
Yassine, okay. Are you sick?
No.
You good, brother?
I'm straight. I'm blessed. I'm saying I'm living my best life in this basement.
Okay, so but yeah, alhamdulillah, I'm about to go back to, I don't know what time it is over for y'all guys, but I'm about to go back to eating. So just if you could you feel me, put the recording and then the chat, and then we'll talk, and then we'll put it in the chat, and then can you, Yassine, also can you add Rufeda to the MSA, the e-board thing, because I don't know how to do that neither.
Yeah, I got you. We'll work on that one. I'm gonna go ahead and
soon, because like I just yeah. Okay, all right, y'all. I'm about to probably head out and go back eating.
All right, brother, man.
All right,
Kareem, brother.
Ramadan Mubarak, and thank you guys for showing up and everything. Inshallah, we'll schedule a time for next week. We'll do this again.